One strategy that's going to allow you to trade like a quote unquote pro, right? So my name is D Anthony with evolutiontraders.com. I'm a full-time options day trader. If you guys are looking to make absolute bank, right? Like all of the people you see on social media, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this video to make sure you get this exact strategy. Now, this is not to sell you anything crazy. This is not to promise you nothing. I'm not a financial advisor, but what I am going to show you is a strategy so simple that anyone can do it. And trust me, I've been doing this for over 7.5 years, full time for about 5 years, and I'm teaching over 150 people in my private community this strategy along with others and how you can become profitable consistently, right? So the main thing when it comes to trading, you have to have discipline. You have to practice good risk management. Listen, if you have $1,000 account, that does not mean that you go out there and you buy $900 worth of options contracts and you hold those 70% in, drawdown. What you want to do is focus on your risk management and focus on taking the same setups each and every single day. Now, what I have here on my screen is just a chart that I like to trade, day in and day out on a weekly basis. That chart is going to be NVIDIA. Predominantly, I'm going to trade mega cap tech stocks, so Tesla, Amazon, Apple, Meta, NVIDIA, AMD, so forth and so forth. What we're looking at here is a few supply and demand levels that you can use to kind of pick your spots and make these quick scalps and quick day trades and be profitable, right? Because at the end of the day, a lot of times, especially newer traders or people that have maybe had some success and now they can't find that success, they're kind of all over the place, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you and stress to you. Please take the same setups for a series of at least 20 trades. Once you're done with those 20 trades, journal them, go back and see where did you make your mistakes, right? Where did you potentially hold too long? When should you have sold when you technically you should have gotten out of the trade? How could you have squeezed that one trade a little bit longer to take more profits? When should you have scaled out? So there's a lot of things that go into trading when it comes to making that big bank, making that fat bag, right? So what we're looking at here, I have pre-market highs, pre-market lows. That's going to be indicated here with these white lines that are going across my screen. Pre-market highs on NVIDIA was 192. Pre-market lows on NVIDIA was 187.65. Automatically right here, I've got a couple of levels of supply and demand where I would like to take some trades for potential scalps, right? So think about it. When you're scalping, you're only looking to make 80 cents, a dollar, $1.50, $2 on a move. That's a home run move, right? We're not looking to be in these trades for hours and hours on end. We're not looking to make, 1000%. We are looking for very, very small base hits, and depending on your position sizing is going to depend on how much money you're actually going to make. If you take one options contract and maybe that contract moves 80 cents, a dollar, maybe you might make 70, 80, 90 bucks. If it moves $2 and maybe you've got 4 or 5 contracts, maybe you're talking about 180, $250 within a matter of minutes, right? So that sounds very, very nice. But what happens if the trade goes against you? Well, if the trade goes against you, you want to make sure that you're managing that risk. You want to make sure you know and understand where your potential stop loss is going to be before you even enter the trade, right? So I am never going to take a trade and just hope that it continues to go in the direction that I have my bias on. I'm always going to know technically if this trade fails, I've got to cut my loss and I've got to get out. So what we're looking at here, this green line is going to be your first hour's high, right? So on my charts, I'm using extended hours. I'm using Thinkorswim. I'm using the 1 hour candlesticks to kind of mark out that first hour high. That first hour high for me is going to end at 7 a.m., which is Pacific Standard Time. So I'm going to go ahead and take the first hour's high, and I'm going to take the first hour's low, which is down here in red. Now, what I'm looking for is a couple of confluences. If we break pre-market highs, are we trading over the 20 SMA? Okay, so if we're over the 20 SMA, which is this middle line here, I have potential to get into a scalp long. If I kind of show you quickly how you could have made $1, $2 off this trade, you're going to start to see how easy this can be as long as you follow the strategy. Guys, I'm not saying that trading is easy. I lost money for 2 years straight. constantly refilling, re-upping, blowing account after blowing account after blowing account. It wasn't until I had to sit down, look at myself, what am I doing wrong? What could I change? For me, it was FOMO. For me, it was wanting to hold those trades when, maybe it broke my technical stop loss, but I thought to myself, maybe I can just give this a little bit more room. It's going to come back for me. Next thing you know, we're sitting here 5 hours later and I'm down 60, 70, 80%. I don't want you guys to do that. I want to give you guys easy tactics that you guys can use, because trading doesn't have to be complicated. What's complicated is up here. It's in the mind. It's overcoming our own emotions and our own behaviors, personal human behaviors, that makes trading hard. It's not looking at the charts. Looking at the charts, learning how to be a good technical analysis trader is very, very easy. It's the execution side, which is very, very hard. So you're going to need to work on the execution side from your own within, right? So what we're looking at here, if we were to just tell ourselves here, as soon as we have these levels marked out in the pre-market, we've done our homework, we understand where our moving average is at, we understand where our pre-market high is at. You had an excellent first entry here over pre-market highs for a quick scalp. And when I mean quick scalp, I'm talking 1 to 5, 10 minutes max, right? 1 to 5, 10 minutes max. We want to get in, we want to make 80 cents, we want to make $1, we want to make $2. We want to make it fast. If we're going to take 10 contracts, as soon as that starts to go up, we want to start scaling 2 contracts, 2 contracts, 2 contracts, right? You get what I'm saying? We want to be scaling out fast, potentially holding a runner, right? We always want to hold a runner. Let that runner come back down to break even and stop us out if the trade does go against us. So if we kind of look here, right off the opening bell, not only did we break pre-market highs, but we go from a price of 192 all the way up to a price of $194.48, which is $2.50, guys. If you were to take 10 contracts right off the bell and you make $2.50, you guys, you are done for the day. You are eating lunch. You are, turning off the computer screen. You're ecstatic, right? You are ecstatic. If you're a day trader, you're a scalper, and you were able to take 2.5 points in less than 5 minutes, that's a home run trade. That's how you can make bank. That's how you can grow an account and continue to move forward, right? So you can continue to move forward by doing these very, very simple, techniques and strategies, right? So if you kind of look at where we're at here, and you see the pre-market lows, as long as we're over the pre-market lows, I have no problem going long, okay? As long as we are over the first hour's lows, I have no problem going long. Now, if we were to kind of retrace and retract below this and lose this first hour lows, then here's another potential opportunity that I can take for a short position. If NVIDIA was to lose 189.51, I know potentially I have room for a scalp to get down into 187.65. This is another $2 move, guys. As a scalper, you're just trying to be on the right side of the trade for a very limited, portion of time, for a very small gain. And we want to do this consistently, day in and day out. And by trading stocks like NVIDIA and Tesla, and even the triple Qs ETF and the SPY S&P 500 ETF, we can do this on a day in and day out basis. Now, is every trade going to be $2? No. Sometimes it's $1, sometimes it's $10, sometimes it's $5, right? But what we can do is identify these setups on a day in and day out basis. We can work on our risk management. We can work on identifying those, those setups based on our strategy, and we can start implementing a set of trading rules that's going to allow us to be a lot more consistent. So, for example, here's a second trade of the day here. Like I said earlier, we mark out those first hour candles highs, right? The first hour candles highs was 194.48. Now, maybe you're thinking to yourself, hey, D, I don't like trading off the open, right? There's too much volatility. There's ups, there's downs. The price action's too much. I like to sit back and wait and kind of digest. Perfect, right? I teach this as well. Sit back, wait for the first 30 minutes. Let the price go up, let it go down, let it chop around, let it do whatever. As soon as the first hour candle has been set, let's mark those highs, let's mark those lows, and let's kind of correlate that with the moving average, right? The 20 SMA, and let's kind of see what does price action want to do, right? Because at the end of the day, my opinion, your opinion doesn't mean anything. Opinions are like, what? Everyone's got them. It is what it is. Price action is king. Whatever someone is willing to pay for the stock or not pay for the stock is what the fair value of the stock is. Okay, the news, the Fed, people on social media can all say whatever they want. What it really comes down to is this wide open marketplace that we call the stock market, whatever someone is willing to pay for the stock at that point in time, right? So if we kind of look at these first hour highs here at 194.48, let's say we do not like trading off the open, we're going to go ahead and let that trade go. We are going to wait for this to set place. We're going to put our price level here. We're going to let the stock do whatever. And I want to show you guys something here. As we pull down here and we lose this 20 SMA and we come crashing down, do we ever lose pre-market lows? No. So as long as we don't lose those pre-market lows, I have no intentions of going short. Now, if we were to break pre-market lows and also be below the 20 SMA, I would be very, very interested in taking that short scalp position, okay? I'm gonna let this digest. I'm gonna let it recover the 20 SMA, and I'm gonna wait for it to break those first hour highs. Now, once we break those first hour highs here at 7:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we break it, we put in a little bit of a high, about 40 cents up. We come immediately back down, and a lot of traders start to get nervous as soon as they get into a trade, and it immediately pulls back, right? You get that emotions, that fear that you're going to start losing money. You're looking at the PNLB down in the red. That's trading, guys. You're going to be down. You're going to look at drawdown, okay? But you're going to have to look at your strategy, look at your setup, and look at the technicals. Do you technically still have a reason to be in the trade? In this case, we do, because we're still trading over this 20 SMA. We are still over the first hour's highs. We are still over pre-market highs. I have full confidence in holding this to at least give it an opportunity to kind of go higher, right? We get into this trade here at around 7:30, right? 7:25, 7:30. It immediately consolidates for 20 minutes and then shoots up. 1, 2, 3 candles from an entry price of $194.50 all the way up to a high price of $196.87. Now, by no means am I going to say that you're going to catch a full $2 move, because nobody does. If you have any trader telling you that they catch the whole move and they're top ticking or they're bottom ticking, they're absolutely lying, right? But in my case, what I do is, remember what I said, as a scalper and a day trader, I'm looking for 50 cents, 80 cents, $1, $1.50, $2. As soon as that stock starts to go in my favor, guys, I'm scaling off. My normal position sizing on stocks, especially like NVIDIA, is going to be 10 contracts, just because it's easy for me to kind of manage that and scale off 2, 3, 4 contracts at a time, depending on what the move is actually doing. If the move goes extremely quick and then maybe it goes up 50 cents, $1, $1.50 within minutes, I'm going to scale off half. I'm going to take 50% of my size off. I'm going to lock those in, and I'm going to scale one at a time. If the price action does something like this, where it kind of consolidates for 20 minutes and then slowly starts to grind up, I'm going to take off 2, 2, 2, 2, and I'm going to get down to around 2 to 3, 4 contracts, leave those as runners. And as we start to get a first red candle close and the next candle kind of takes it out like we do here, right at 195.67, I'm out of the trade, okay? Because even if it decides to go up another $5, $10, I look at it as like this. That's not my money, okay? That's not my money. My money was in this short, very short kind of grind higher. If it decides to go 5, 10 more minutes, that's out of my control. It's not my money, right? So I'm going to take profits here. Even if you waited to take profits to here, 195.61, your entry price was 194.48. You still made $1 off that move. This is an easy strategy that almost anyone can use on a day in and day out basis. All it takes is discipline, and all it takes is repetition, right? You need the screen time to kind of see these setups, and you need to actually execute and take these setups when you see them. I hope this helps. There's a lot more that goes into trading. I'm going to get into it in further videos, but if you like this piece of content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. That link is down in the description box below. You can trade with myself and my team, and I'll see you guys all on the next video.